Hey Renter Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here, and today we're going to talk about why higher interest rates are not your enemy. Alright, before we get started, I want to remind everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notifications bell, don't miss any of this content we're putting out there. We're doing our best to make you the most educated investor you can be, and we don't want you to miss any of the stuff because we think it's all worthwhile. And at the end of the video, if you think it was worthwhile, go ahead and click the like button, let the algorithm know, let everybody on YouTube know that this is a video they don't want to miss. And as always, if you have any questions or if you have any topics you want us to cover, go ahead and leave it in the comments below and we will get to it as soon as possible. So let's get to it. Today we're going to talk about interest rates because everybody hears about interest rates all the time. When real estate investors get started, the first thing they want to know is, what rate can I get? It's the number one question mortgage lenders get because that's their job, right? Well, I want to tell you that you actually don't need to worry so much about your interest rate. A low rate seems great, a lot of times is great because it keeps your payment low. But I want to talk about why you shouldn't be too concerned. In today's environment, we are experiencing very low interest rates. I mean, if you told me 2-3 years ago that I would be getting investment properties at 4.5%, I would have been thrilled. Now, I know I've seen people lock in at 20% with 3.5% interest rates, and I wish that I would have gotten some of those, but the fact is we are still seeing historically low interest rates when it comes to rental properties. But let's say you have to pay a higher interest rate. Why is that not an enemy? Well, first off, I want to tell you, it doesn't actually make that big of a difference when it comes to the investment size that we're talking about. So I took a high-end turnkey rehab or a lower-end new construction price point. I just took $200,000. And if you figure 20% down at 4% versus 4.5%, a lot of people, when they see that 0.5%, they start to get antsy. And they say, that's a whole 0.5% higher. Should I start paying it down? Should I pay points? What should I do? Well, if you look at it, it actually changes your payment by about $40 with that interest, with that change in interest rate. $40 a month. Now, one thing that is actually really nice is that $40 will change your cash flow, but it also changes how much interest you're paying every year. And guess what? That interest helps you on your taxes because you're deducting it. So this is why it's important that we talk about diversifying. One of the things I love to see people do is you get some properties that cash flow like crazy and maybe are a little bit cheaper, so you can't write it all off. So say you're getting $6,000 a year in cash flow, but your interest, because of the lower price point, you're only paying $3,000 or $4,000 a year there. Well, suddenly, you're looking at $2,000 of rental expenses. But let's say you buy a $200,000 property at 4.5% interest, and suddenly at that point, you're paying $7,147 a year in interest. Well, guess what? As much as I love cash flow, you're probably not going to cash flow $7,200 a year on your $200,000 rental property. So what do? According to the IRS, you lost money on this property. So that's going to offset the money that you're making on your high cash flow, low price properties. So you see, your interest is actually helping you out. It's offsetting the gains you're getting from your cash flow. So yes, in the first year you are paying, I'm looking at my numbers here, you're paying $800 more a year on interest with your higher interest rate. But that's $800 of cash flow that's being offset. And remember, even at 4.5%, you're still cash flowing positive on all of the properties you're going to see at Rent to Retirement. You should be cash flowing the day you buy the property. So it's important to see if you're going to cash flow at 4 and at 4.5. You're talking $40 a month. So $480 extra dollars a year can save you $800 of offsetting income when it comes to that. So that's one reason why interest rates aren't necessarily your enemy. But there's another reason interest rates aren't your enemy, and that is when interest rates go up, it scares off a lot of homeowner-occupied people. A lot of owner-occupied personal residence buyers suddenly get antsy because they're not in it for the money. They're in it for the home. So they're having to pay this every month, and they see not only the interest rate rising, but then their payments rise. And they think, I can't afford to pay that right now. And they stay in the renter pool, or they stay in the home they already live in and don't compete with you for the other properties out there. So rising interest rates, higher interest rates can be your friend. You shouldn't back out of a deal just because you're not getting the interest rate you thought you were going to, unless it's going to put you in a negative cash flow situation. But I would argue that if you're in a point where a 0.5% or a full percent interest rate change is going to make your deal bad, you're probably not cash flowing enough in the first place, or you're trying to buy something that's so high priced, it's not going to make a good investment property. So I hope that's helped. Remember, interest rates aren't everything. They're fantastic when you can get them low. Sometimes they're fantastic when you can get them high, but it's not the enemy that you think they are. It shouldn't be the thing that's stopping you from pulling the trigger saying, oh, interest rates are rising, so I'm not going to get into real estate right now. Completely wrong. Don't think about it that way. I hope it's been helpful. Click the like button if it has. Leave a comment below. Let us know how we're doing, or if there's anything else you want us to cover. Check us out at renttoretirement.com. That's renttoretirement.com. You can see all of our inventory. You can listen to our podcasts we're putting out twice a week. You can schedule a session with one of our investment strategists. You can just talk to us about who you need on your real estate team, and we can help you with your journey. That's what we're here for. renttoretirement.com. See you on the next video.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.